I took a girl on a hiking date and got lost. I met a girl on a dating app, and unlike any other girl I'd matched with, she was easy to talk to. My match history wasn't exactly full of girls as pretty as her, and so far, I couldn't believe my luck. Which is maybe why I decided to do things differently when it came to our first date. I was sick of coffee dates. They just never seemed to go well, and frankly, they were always boring. This girl had mentioned a love of the outdoors when we were talking, so I decided to be daring, so that I could stand out from any other guy she was probably also talking to, and suggested we go hiking. She loved the idea, and so on. A fateful Saturday morning, we met up at a cafe at the base of a popular mountain trail. Okay, I guess I couldn't escape the coffee meeting completely, and we started the day by having a coffee and chatting. She looked incredible, and I kept wondering whether she was wearing leggings, which would be an odd choice for a hike. But she wasn't. Her ass was just that damn perky. We drank coffee and just chatted. It was good. It was like on the app. It was easy. It was great. It was why I regretted so much that we couldn't have ended the date there. It all started well. We walked and talked and even enjoyed the moments of silence as we smiled at each other amongst the beauty of nature. All was well. All was at peace. This was how man was meant to live, walking through nature with a beautiful woman by his side. The walk itself was supposed to be a simple circuit, but somewhere along the way, we took a wrong turn. Look, it wasn't as if I hadn't been around this mountain before. After all, I did like hiking too, but admittedly, it had been a very long time, and I'd never gone on this particular path. Additionally, for the court of public opinion, and in my defense, if you could see how she looked in her hiking outfit, you would stop paying attention to where you were going as well. But here's where I can't defend myself. She actually questioned whether we were going in the wrong direction, and in my attempt at trying to be a true alpha, I said no, we were fine. I mean, come on, I gotta seem reliable, right? It was probably about 2 hours into the trek that it slowly started to dawn on me that she might have been right. Worse, it was starting to cloud over. I kept a stupid smile on my face as if everything was fine, so she didn't notice my growing unease. How was I going to get out of this? We were still on a walking track, so it wasn't like we were in danger or anything. It's just that I knew for a fact the walk around the mountain and circling back to the cafe didn't take longer than an hour and a half. So where were we? How long would it take to get back? How do I come out of this not looking like a retard who got her lost on our first date? Then it rained. I had checked the forecast, and there wasn't meant to be rain that day. But then, I wasn't meant to get lost. Hell, maybe she wasn't meant to agree to go on a date with me, and this was all just divine intervention to put the world back into balance. As it rained, she asked me if we were lost. I admit that we may have taken a wrong path, but as long as we follow this path, we should be fine. Of course, there's no phone signal to look up any maps, so we're hurriedly moving along. Her sweet mood has quickly turned sour. Even worse when she slipped going down a particularly steep decline and grazed her knee. I mean, at least we were going downhill now. I didn't say that out loud, and when she started to tear up, I figured that was a wise decision. I'm now offering to have her lean on my shoulder, and she adamantly rejects me and says she's fine, while looking like she's about to cry. At this point, I want to cry as well. Eventually, we come to a crossroads with a sign and are able to get back on the right path. Turns out, we took a 15-kilometer detour. And believe me, I felt every damn second of those 15 kilometers. Eventually, we get back to the cafe, completely soaked, and she's limping. I offer to buy her a hot drink to warm herself. She declined my offer, instead bought herself a hot chocolate. She basically wanted nothing to do with me at that point, and pretty soon an Uber had arrived, and away she went. Never saw her again. I just sat at the cafe cold and wet for a while, just thinking. Like, if my life was a show, then my fuck-up and everything that resulted would have actually turned into some kind of comedic bonding experience. Unfortunately, it's real life. And real life, for some men, is cold, dark, and dreary, requiring hot beverages to make it through the day. Speaking of which, for my next date, I will be sticking to the boring coffee chats.